In today's episode of The Story of Animals, we embark on a journey to meet two of the most familiar yet surprisingly misunderstood creatures of the pasture, the goat and the sheep. At first glance, they may appear to be close cousins, woolly grazers that nibble grass in fields. But look a little closer and you'll find a world of quirks, differences, and downright bizarre traits that set them apart. Today's topic, goat versus sheep. Both goats and sheep belong to the family Bovidae, making them distant relatives of antelope, bison, and even buffalo. But while they share ancestry, they've evolved in dramatically different directions. Sheep are the introverts of the barnyard, sticking close to the herd for safety and comfort. Goats? They're the daredevil cousins, the rebels who scale cliffs, climb trees, and chew through anything from tin cans to your favorite shirt. And yes, the tin can eating legend is mostly a myth. What they're really after is paper or labels glued to the can, thanks to their insatiable curiosity. Still, it makes for one odd resume skill. If you've ever peered into the eyes of a goat or a sheep, you may have noticed something strange. Their pupils aren't round like ours, nor vertical like a cat's. Instead, both animals have horizontal, rectangular pupils. This adaptation gives them panoramic vision, perfect for spotting predators sneaking up from almost any angle. But here's the kicker. Sheep tend to use this vision to stay safe while grazing close to the ground, while goats use it to balance on cliffs and leap with precision. Same adaptation, two very different lifestyles. Imagine giving two siblings the same superpower. One uses it to play it safe, the other to become a stunt double. Sheep are famous for their wool, soft and warm, spun into everything from sweaters to socks. They've been bred for thousands of years to produce fleece that grows continuously, meaning without a haircut, they can get very fluffy. Shrek, a sheep in New Zealand, famously went missing for 6 years. When he was found, his wool weighed around 60 pounds, enough to make 20 suits. Goats, on the other hoof, produce hair rather than wool, though certain breeds, like the Angora goat, give us luxurious mohair, and the cashmere goat produces, you guessed it, cashmere. Sheep are the cozy knitwear champions, but goats corner the market on high fashion. Think of sheep as the comfy hoodie, goats as the designer scarf. Sheep are grazers. They prefer short grasses, heads down, munching away like living lawnmowers. Goats, however, are browsers. They like variety, shrubs, twigs, leaves, bark, and sometimes your garden fence. Their different diets make them surprisingly complementary. Put goats and sheep in the same field, and they'll clear it evenly without fighting over food. This difference also explains their personalities. Sheep move as one unit, following the flock instinct. Goats? They're independent thinkers. If sheep are the cautious crowd at a buffet, goats are the adventurous diners trying every dish on the menu, sometimes twice. Sheep may get teased for being mindless followers, but they're far smarter than you'd think. They can recognize up to 50 individual faces, both sheep and human, and remember them for years. Studies show they can even learn simple tasks and solve mazes. Goats, meanwhile, are problem solvers extraordinaire. They've been caught opening gates, untying knots, and even using their horns to flip over buckets hiding food. Their intelligence often comes with mischief. They're the escape artists of the barnyard, leaving farmers scratching their heads. If sheep are honor students, goats are clever pranksters who hack the school's Wi-Fi. Throughout history, sheep have been symbols of innocence and sacrifice, while goats have been cast as tricksters or even villains. The term scapegoat comes from an ancient ritual where a goat was symbolically burdened with the sins of the people and sent into the wilderness. Sheep got the halo, goats got the horns. Yet in reality, goats are affectionate, intelligent, and surprisingly loyal. Sheep are gentle, social, and far from mindless. Both creatures carry thousands of years of human partnership, providing wool, milk, meat, and companionship. So who wins in the battle of goat versus sheep? The truth is, it isn't a competition. Sheep bring us warmth, order, and a sense of harmony. Goats bring us laughter, mischief, and fashion flair. One is the steady friend who always has your back, the other the adventurous buddy daring you to climb a tree. Together, they show us that even close relatives can carve out very different roles in the grand story of animals. And that's exactly what makes them so unusual, so fascinating, and so unforgettable. Now it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What's the main difference between sheep and goats when it comes to feeding? A. Sheep browse while goats graze. B. Sheep graze while goats browse. C. Both graze only on grass. D. Both eat anything, including plastic. The correct answer is B. Sheep graze while goats browse. Sheep prefer short grasses close to the ground, while goats go for shrubs, leaves, and variety, making them the adventurous eaters of the pasture. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2. Why do both sheep and goats have rectangular pupils? A. To scare predators. B. To spot food in the dark. C. To give them panoramic vision. D. To help them sleep with eyes open. The correct answer is C. To give them panoramic vision. Their unique pupils help them detect predators from nearly any angle, giving them a survival edge in open landscapes. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. What unusual material comes from goats but not sheep? A. Wool. B. Mohair and cashmere. C. Silk. D. Cotton. The correct answer is B. Mohair and cashmere. Angora goats produce mohair, while cashmere goats give us the luxurious cashmere fibers, proving goats have a flair for high-end fashion. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. You've just learned some fascinating facts about the quirky world of goats and sheep. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.